Hi, everybody. Welcome back. This is your host, Gabriel Phoenix. I know it's been a long time and I've been really, really busy. Um, so I already told a couple of you, and also I posted in the community, I've been working on a Discord, but it's not like a normal Discord. No, 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 no. That's not how we do it here. It'll be like, but Gabriel, you've been gone for 14 days. We're going on day 15 here. Well, don't worry. I'm going to show you exactly what I've been up to. And for your new players out there, yes, I did say players. Welcome to the community of World of Zeal. It is by Press and Go, so the server is called Press and Go. So we're gonna go over that. But first, if you do like my content, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to join our Discord, our download link is below in the description. Okay, so let's jump into it. Oh, yeah! That's right. So let's get into what we have here. As you can see, we have a humongous collection here. Let's go over here to the welcome here and our announcements. So, what is the World of Zeal? The World of Zeal is a Discord server that I made for D&D Beyond, working with the website as well as the players. Now, this Discord server is a living game within the server itself. Now, you're probably a little confused when I say a living game, Gabriel. What does that mean? It's a living world. Like what is it? Like pretty much it's a living D&D book. So players are actually responsible for continuing on their adventure. So when you get into the server, you're not going to see all these channels here. You're not going to see them whatsoever. They're actually going to be hidden because those are according to rank. Each player will be able to acquire their first rank, called player rank, by going over the steps. So once you join the server, you're going to go in here and you're going to read the step 1 rules. It is important because we do not want players who are misbehaving, who can't follow the rules, or just cause a disturbance in the community. We have a really good community right now. I think it's about 30 people all together who are playing actively throughout the day. And it's a good community. Everyone's having fun. And that's what we want to do. We want to be able to keep that community. So we do not allow any sexual references, any sexual conduct, harassment, or any other excessive improper behavior to be shown or to be allowed in our server. The World of Zeal is going to be run by DMs. I have only 2 DMs, myself and one other person. There is somebody who does play tests, so they're doing like a new game. They want to play test a new game, so that's another person right there. But if you have any questions, you can always write in the DM channel, or even if you want to DM us directly, we are always willing to answer the questions. Our DM channel will always be on the bottom. Once you're a player, this will be available, and you can simply click on here where you can see a lot of people ask me questions and reply and be able to share that information with me. So step 1, you're just going to go ahead, read the rules. Step 2 is time for you to create your character. Now, we use D&D Beyond website. I do have the link for that. This is to go into the campaign. If you click on the campaign, it will automatically take you to the D&D Beyond website and say, hey, you need a character, create a character. So all characters are going to be level 2 starting off. You'll start off with 50 gold. There's a lot of things you can purchase with 50 gold in the World of Zeal, especially if you want to be able to do, mini games that we have. We'll go over that in a moment. So your characters are only going to start with common equipment. There is no homebrew that is allowed into my server. For you who are experienced with D&D, what is a homebrew, for those who are not, is things that you create yourself. that are not part of the D&D rules, like the books and sources. Now, let me tell you here, you're like, but Gabriel, I don't have any books. I don't even have a player handbook. Do not worry. I am a master tier class for D&D Beyond. That means when you join my campaign, you actually are able to see all my resources because that's what we do for all our players. I share my resources so my players can have all the race available, all the classes available, as well as have the player handbook so you guys can look and see all the monsters, how to play the games, and a lot of other fun stuff. You know, special classes, subclasses, all that stuff. So you don't have to worry about not owning anything. And the basic rules are free, so you can always learn like that. But you can definitely join our campaign, and all those resources will be available for you to play in our server. So the only thing I do allow that is homebrew is a race. Now, we are slowly making races so that way people don't have to homebrew. One of the main homebrew races that seems a lot of people like are insects, insectoids. That's like being a butterfly, moth, dragonfly, an ant, a beetle, a bee. You know, those are the things that that a lot of people want to homebrew. Sometimes people want to like do stuff that's not available as a race, and I do allow that after reviewing and accepting the changes in the certain race feats. Now, don't worry if you're like, I don't know how to do this. I need help. Once you register your character, I will be able to go in there and actually fix anything by hand. So that right there is really great. So, hey, Solo Twist, how you doing? You're not late. We're just going over everything right now. So, when you proceed to create your character, it's the same, no inappropriate behavior, no sexual behaviors when you're creating your characters or building them. Like, you're not going to be like some stalker who are going around stealing women, women's panties, or, being something that is not appropriate for the community. You can be funny and you can be seductive. Seductive is allowed. You just won't be able to share the details, like get too gritty with that. You can be a bard and be seductive. That's fine. Whatever you want to do as far as that. But we're just not going to make it go over PG. We're going to make it sure that you can do a little rated R when it comes to violence and gore, but when it comes to the sexual content, we like to keep it more of the PG where you're getting detailed. And I mean, nowadays world, like PG is a little very explicit as it is compared to when I grew up. So there is some guidelines when it comes to that. We don't want to make sure, because we do have a community full of adults and teenagers of all ages and size, and we want to make sure everyone's having a good time. So when you're actually role playing, there's a couple of rules. You could do star on both ends of your sentence, and it will change the font type, and it will make it look like you're in third person view. You can also be out of person if you needed to stop. If you don't want to be in character, you can easily put the brackets on both sides, and that's like you being yourself, saying, hey, I need help, I don't know what to do here, I want to be able to do something, right? So once you're done with that, creating your character, registering your character, even if it's not complete, you just need some help on that, doesn't matter. You're going to go ahead and you're going to click on this emoji here. Let's see if we can actually pull this up here on my Discord. Yeah, I might have to shrink this a little bit. There you go. We're going to shrink this up right there. Boom. And then we're going to take this part out. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and you're going to click on this little emoji. Yes, that's a serve bot. I thought it was pretty funny to put a serve bot as an emoji. You're in a server, Discord, stuff like that. So you're going to click on this emoji here. And when you do, it's going to unlock the world of Ahoy. So the world is Zeal, and then Ahoy is going to be a country. where you're going to have a city, mini games, you're going to have an adventure mode. So let's open all this up. It can be a little bit overwhelming. Boom. Okay. So when you become a player, these categories are going to be appearing and they will be able to be available for you. One is art, jokes, feedbacks. This is just people, posting memes, doing art, or posting art that they like or their character image, giving me feedback, giving me server feedback. Then here you're going to have the world of Zeal. This is overall going to tell you pretty much what are the safe zones, what are the danger zones, because your character can die here. And if your character dies and you're unable to pay for the gold in the hospital, they stay dead. You lose all your equipment and so forth and so forth. We explain that in another video. This is just overall to get you started as a new player. So this is just going to tell you, hey, this places you can't die at all. Your items cannot be stolen. But these places here, you can die and your items can get stolen. So we have housing. They're very expensive. You have to grind. Most of the time, you're not going to do that as a new player. So here is the map of Zeal. Now, it is a work in progress, but we are here. This is where you're going to start as a new player. After that, you are going to venture out to all these other locations. The unknowns are places to come or places that haven't been discovered for the whole player base. So they are unknown right now. There is a main storyline that will connect you to Ahoy all the way up to Sorgon Desert, up to Land of Sorrow. Each city and each civilization of country, which is the countries are actually right now, there is 4 countries. There is the Ahoy, there is the Sorgon Desert, there is the Ocean Seaport, and the Land of Sorrow. The prison towers, the Tower of Giants, those are not countries. Those are just subcategories that you'll find later on as you level up and progress. Yes, players will be able to level up all the way up to level 20, and it uses the same rules as D&D Beyond. So we're going to go here. We're going to skip all this because you can read that yourself. This will help you create your backstory, where you want to be born, what race type, because if you click here, let's say we go to Sogon. Right here, Sogon is, their race types native to them are Dragonborn, Tarflings, Kobolds, Hobgoblin, Fire Gacia, Earth Gacia, Minotaurs, Young Tie, Bugbear, humans, lizard folks, and warforges or warforge. And it tells you what type of government, the population, and everything, and what kind of weather there is. So these are more for helping people with their background stories, so that way they understand what kind of environment that they grew up in, where it goes, stuff like that. You can be part of Ravnica. They're just visitors into our world. We had a big request for people to add Ravnica in here, and here's some wonderful videos from D&D Beyond that you can click, and you can actually be able to watch them to get more details in each guild. Now, the Ahoy City is where majority of your shopping needs are going to go. You have the whale hole, and this is where people role play. You got your main quest board here. As a new player, this is highly recommended. This is where you're going to go first. You're going to try to do your quest board first to get those additional EXP to level up. Your main goal as a new player is to get to level 6, so that way you can fight the adventure of the Rift, of the Ahoy Rift, and you can move on to your next country. So that way you can discover the next one that is actually there for you, which would be the Sorgon Desert. So you can go ahead, buy items at the item shop. This is Armus. I wrote the name. I should know how to pronounce it. Armus. Right here is the list of the items that you can purchase. Then we have of course, Chroma, who is the blacksmith. Now, we in my server, we use a special crafting system. I'm not going to go too much in details. We'll make more videos on that. And right here you have passive gems, and we use a lot of gems. You can level up your equipment. It's a lot of information, but we'll go over that in another video so that way you guys can understand how that works. We have the magic shop, which is run by Sunny. You actually can spin a wheel and see if you can win a very valuable magic item. You can also buy magic items from Sunny himself. He tends to try to convince you to always try to spin the wheel because he loves people when they spin the wheel of stars. But that's one of the things he loves to do. We also have a mount shop that you can get a coupon and visit Penny, who is a crazy rock and roll satire who loves her nature and animals, and she takes care of them and rocks out most of all the time. You have, of course, Wesley the Wise, who runs the Black Museum. He's the one that's going to be able to help you get artifacts. Now, usually new players won't be able to do this. It is quite expensive. But once you grind your mini games and you're able to get that gold up there, you'll be able to do it in no time. You got, of course, spell scrolls. Now, one of the things that we changed, because in this edition in D&D, spell scrolls are a little bit problematic. Usually, you can get a spell scroll 7 or 9, and if it belongs to another class, it's useless to you. Well, here we don't do it that way. We changed it up where if you get a spell scroll, it doesn't matter what class it is, what level, you are able to do it. You do have to make an intelligence checks. Get a 15 or higher, and you're able to use that spell scroll. Because I think spell scrolls are amazing. They're wonderful for players who don't have magic, and they're even wonderful for players who don't have that class. And they are expensive. They're not like cheap to have, so it's very balanced. You know, to get a level 9, you need 250,000 gold, which is not easy to get. But you can discover those scrolls in the map somewhere. Get presents. Maybe you spun the wheel and you got lucky. So that's one of the things. Now, the hospital here, this is where you're going to recover. And by the way, all artwork, I have to disclaim, all artwork is not my own. I am working on getting artwork for the server. I just needed money for that. To able to do it, I might draw it myself because I know how to draw. I wanted to get an idea. So the images you see here are from other people. I just, cut them, crop them, so it's not the whole image, so you guys can see that. So I don't own property rights to them, but I am using them as the free use value on them for public display. And I will be replacing them with original artwork. I just haven't been able to find somebody who will be able to draw in the art style I like. So the hospital here, as you can see, this is where you're going to come back at the knockout, the ranks and stuff like that, undo a character death. This is where probably majority of your time is going to be when you mess up and you're able to heal up. And then we have our graveyard, our hero graveyard. So we already had 4 people who died. That were unable. They had to create new characters. Here's the list of people, and every time a venture dies, we add your name on the list. And then we do like this kind of funeral service, or even everyone starts talking about good about you if they know you. If not, then they don't really care. So let's go on to the mini games really quick here. So in the mini games, this is where you're going to probably make your gold as a player. When you're a player, you'll go ahead, you'll read the rules here. You have to join, of course. Your character has to be registered in the campaign, which is from the character creation link above to able to get started. There's just a little bit more rules here. I'm not going to go too much in details. But yeah, you can go hunting in the wild. You can, do arenas. You can fight in the arena. You can go fishing. If you're lucky enough, you can catch a rainbow dragonfish a rainbow dragon ahoy fish that will give you 100 gold automatically. They will pay you 100 gold. Fish is very important in our server. A lot of people fish. It's one of our most popular games. I highly recommend it for new players to try to get your fishing rod and try it out. Everyone loves fishing. It's one of the most popular mini game in our server. You have, of course, Chef Golden the Orc. Again, this is from another player, another person who did this artwork. It was phenomenal. I loved it so much because it fit the ideas that I had to make him into an NPC. So kudos to that one guy who made an orc chef. You inspired me. So and I made Chef Gordon the Orc. You can have a cooking contest with him, and you can go ahead and be able to really show your courage against Chef Orc. But hey, if you fail and you fail to impress, you're gonna get a knuckle sandwich. You can go ahead and ride the winds with Tuki Tuki. You can go ahead with Tuki and go race with your wing mount, or if you have wings, you can go do some aerial races, and that's how you're going to be able to do it. If you think you're wise and you're good with poem, try Kenku haiku. Of course, Edgar, the Kenku he's a little bit challenging. He's very unimpressive most of the time, and if you fail, he'll whack you with his staff. A lot of players feel the feel the headache of being whacked with a staff. All right, so we'll go to swimming. Swimming here is with Splash. You get to race the seals. If you get first place, or you race against each other, that right there, you can win easily a good amount of gold right there for winning 50 gold all the way up to 100 gold max. But it's really fun. And then, of course, there's treasure hunting with Stumpernickel. Stumpernickel does do the caves. You can find treasures, but sometimes if you're unlucky, they turn up to be mimics. And if they're mimics, they will attack you and you will take damage. So be careful in the caves. Very, very risky. Now we're going to go ahead and show you the adventure part of things. The adventure modes are going to be the ones that you're going to be using to advance your story. So this is going to give you the lore of the world of Zeal, as well as going to advance your story to make sure where you want to go, what you want to see, where you're going to be at. That's exactly how the adventure side works with the world of Zeal. You do that, and once you beat that, you unlock your new titles. So from player, you beat the Rift, and you're gonna be a champion. That's the next. And then after champion, when you beat the next adventure, you're gonna go and be a hero. And after you beat that, you go to your next adventure, and you're gonna be a legend. So legend is the final rank for players. For now, who knows? Maybe in the future, a new path might be unlocked, but we'll see. So, that right there, all taken care of. You got your adventures. You'll select your options. We'll go more in detail with that in another video. And then finally, you have gem hunting. Gem hunting is one of the ones that are the most important things to do for new players. You do need a party. You need at least a minimum of 2 players to actually do a gem hunt. Gem hunts are going to get you valuable materials called gems. Gems are used for crafting to boost up your equipment strength, and they all have these special abilities and effect. So those are what you're going to be doing pretty much. And once you're done, like I said, you'll head to the deserts of Sogon, and from here you'll continue forward and you'll just go on. So that's pretty much it for the introduction of this campaign. Thank you all so much. I highly appreciate it for you guys watching. Yeah. If you guys want to join the Discord link below. We have a lot of fun. Players are always playing throughout the day. If you have any questions, well, feel free. And if you're already part of the community, thank you for joining. And I hope this video has helped you understand a little bit more what to do as a new player. Thank you so much, and you be blessed. Peace.